Good evening. Good evening. I know it's kind of late and it's Friday. So I don't know if you are catching this late because of that. Hey, anyway. But good evening, everyone. Um, I just decided to get on late because I'm committed to at least this month of being consistent, trying to create my old habits again. So, hey, um, you see the title. The title is You May Get Dizzy. You may get dizzy. Um, I've been speaking a lot about trusting the process, basically, not getting weary and well doing, basically trusting the Lord, through the process, through your life, all that good stuff. But I was thinking about 2020 and how everyone is on board for the 2020 vision and truly trying to see clearly, without having all the filters and the debris, I'm going to call it, in your filters, things like that. So, with this being our first quarter of the 2020 vision, sometimes things come with that. Sometimes, not to be negative, but you can expect that when you're on the right path, when you've made up your mind, when you are, focused, things happen. So you want to be aware. Everybody's saying, stay woke. You have to be aware. You have to remember that your enemy is always on his post or her post. You have to remember, and even with your enemy, it could be your hiccups, it can be your errors, it can be, just resistance sometimes. Only you can really determine that in your journey sometimes. So with that being said, I've shared press on, press towards your mark, keep climbing, push it through, because that's really what's required for us to obtain the things that we want. So with that, the season may get a little cold, might get a little windy, but don't get weary, stay focused, keep on climbing, and just know that even if you're hang gliding, know that even if you have a nice smooth sailing for a while, you still have to stay focused. You still have to stay focused and not get weary about the process and the exterior factors, because you don't want to be thrown off your game. You don't want to be thrown off your game, whether it gets windy or uncomfortable. You don't want to be thrown off your game. And it happens. But if it happens, you want to, like I said, stay focused. You want to keep eyes front. You want to trust the Lord. You want to trust the process for your journey. You want to learn your lessons, because it's only lessons and blessings. I think that's just what our journey is as we grow. So it's lessons and it's blessings. I realized through my process, my practice for yoga, I realized that sometimes you get dizzy. But when I get dizzy, when I come back, I have strengthened an area of my practice or my body. I have increased some endurance. I have become more flexible. But that's only when I have pushed myself. And because I know myself, I can push myself. So you have to know you. You have to know your limits. You have to know, and sometimes you don't know your limits, but at least for the most part, you have to know you. And as we get a little older, we want to find out who we are, what we're made of. And the only way you can really do that sometimes is if you push yourself. So I realized, sometimes, and it doesn't always have to be when I push myself extra hard, But if there's a movement or pose that I really want to, just master, I will stay focused and I will just conquer that thing. And then after a few more movements, I may start getting dizzy. But that's kind of normal for me. I used to get dizzy when I ran track and stuff too. But what I noticed was, after I had to sit down and take a break, that next class, fire. That next class, I promise you, I can hold a pose longer. I am more flexible. That leg is stronger, or whatever it is. Maybe that back bend is more, the form is better. But it happens. But sometimes it only happens after I'm dizzy, after I'm sweating profusely and my whole mat is wet. So I'm here to tell you, in your journey, don't get weary, because sometimes it does get uncomfortable. Sometimes you need to be pushed. Sometimes you have to make yourself do a thing, and then pay attention, because that's your learning process. That's your study time. So when you learn and you study, and that's your experiences in life. That's your experiences. So pay attention. Pay attention to your surroundings. Pay attention to yourself. Pay attention to your movements. Pay attention to how you respond to life. It's your life class. Pay attention to it. Pay attention to your habits. It's necessary. That's a part of the growth process. You might get dizzy, but you're built for it. You are being built for it. So don't give up on you. Focus. It may hurt. Like I tell you all the time, if you're doing stairs, if you're trying to do legs, yeah, it hurts. But the end result is amazing. It may be uncomfortable. Your muscles might be tight, but the end result is amazing. You want to accomplish these things in life. So yeah, it may be uncomfortable. But I promise you, if you get dizzy, just take a break. And when you come back at it, you'll be better for it. If you allow that recovery time to take place. It's necessary. You have to allow your recovery time to take place. Don't give up on that part. Don't forfeit the recovery time. Like I said, you might be discombobulated, but you're built for it. You might, get dizzy. Okay, take a break. Drink some water. You might be frustrated. Okay, go to your corner. Go to your Zen den. Go to your prayer room. Go to your Zen den. Go relax and breathe. Recover. And then get back at it. Go to prayer service. Go to praise and worship. Get some energy from someone else. But that's a part of the building process. That's what life is. It's your study and your learning. It's your study group, your study hall, and your learning center. That's what it is. Make sure that you pay attention to you. Pay attention to everything. It is a life class. So again, y'all, you might get dizzy. But that's how you build it. That's how you increase your endurance. That's how you become balanced and firm and hard. Because without it, you will just stay stagnant. If you don't experience hardships, if you don't experience frustration, you kind of stay stagnant. Mellow, even keel. Yeah, I know I like when Dory said on Ellen, not Ellen, but Ellen played Dory. And she said, if nothing ever happens, then nothing ever happens. So study and learn of you. Study and learn of your life. It's necessary for your growth, and allow your recovery time. So while you're getting your 2020 vision, while you're building and while you're pushing and you're climbing your mountains and you're doing all that you need to do to press towards your mark, know that things will come with that. Hopefully your seasons will be great, but know that it will get cold. Know that it will get windy. Know that it will be icy. You might slip. You might have an error, but get back up. Get back up and do well. Recover well. Learn well. And again, hopefully your wounds will heal properly. Don't be like the people who get a broke finger or toe or something and they just never go get it set. Take the right medicine. Put on the whole armor. You might get stiff, cranky. You might have a cut. Do the right thing. Recover well. Learn about you. It is necessary. That's my nugget for this evening. Stay focused. Your vision may get blurred. Sometimes even in the rain or when you're driving, you see it's blurry. But don't not be focused. Still focused. Still eyes front. Come on, y'all. Y'all know what it is. It's just not checkers. So that's my nugget. Put on the whole armor. See the whole process through. Don't get weary. You might get dizzy. Stay focused. All right. Everything happens for a reason. Like I said, put on Ephesians 6:11. And if you need to go look it up, go look it up. I have to study now and I have to look up my scriptures now because everything happens for a reason. And you're the reason. Sometimes you're the reason and it's working for your good. So you may not be comfortable with change, but it happens for a reason and it must happen. And if it's working for you, you'll be better for it. You will be better for it. So again, don't get weary. Accept the change. And when the change is coming, pay attention and study and learn. And then when you get a little dizzy, relax, relate, and release. When you get a little dizzy, just chill out. Do the recovery time. If you're still seeing spots, go get your water. Get you some orange juice. Take the right medicine. All right, y'all. That's my nugget for this evening. Make it a great evening. Go to sleep on purpose, with purpose. Don't just fall asleep, because you are more apt to control your thoughts as you're falling asleep, as you're going to sleep on purpose. So then when you wake up, you may remember your dreams. You may steer your dreams and your thoughts in the right direction. All right, y'all. Y'all know what it is. Remember, you were built for it. You're built to shine and built to fly and to leave your mark. All right, y'all. Have a great evening.